To make over $10,000 per month, it's remarkably simple. All you need to do is have some sort of skill that can solve some ideal avatar's problem. And it can be something very small. I'll tell you right now, $10,000 a month does not feel like a lot of money. In fact, it feels like an egregiously small amount of money per month. It truly does. It doesn't move the needle. I have no expenses. I have literally everything paid for me, and it still doesn't feel like a lot of money. It's also not that hard, if I'm being genuinely honest. It takes time. It is not easy, but I know that anyone can do it. I mean, it's really not that much money. Once you have it, it feels like nothing. I can assure you of that. But all you need to do is be able to solve somebody's problem. And if you've ever worked any job, just think about how to make that job more efficient. Using something. I mean, I could literally, if I could work a job for 1 month, literally give me any job, I would find a way to try and make that job more efficient. Doesn't really matter what it is. And then I would sell that model to other people. I would train other people to do it and sell it to them. It could be literally anything. And that's something super simple that is quite scalable up to maybe $25,000, $30,000 per month. Then we're probably going to have some sort of strategy change after that. It really just comes down to, can you help somebody enough to where they are saving or making more money with you? I was talking to Ken, the guy that I'm working with. I said, what do you look for in an employee when you have them? What do you think about when you're firing them? He said, Josh, I just ask myself one question. Do they make me money? Do they lose me money? If they make me money, you are going to keep them around and you are going to have the incentive to pay them whatever. If they continuously make more money, then they charge you. But if they are not making you money, or if they are losing you money, then you've got to find a way to replace them or cut them or have them produce more output. It's really as simple as that. Can you create more value for somebody? And it's super easy with most businesses, because if you are working with a small business, all they are used to is having low skilled employees who give low skill effort. I'll give an example. We were at a little lunch today for some like 7-year anniversary of someone being at the office. And people were bragging at the office about how excited they are, or how they don't work on weekends and they only work during work hours. They do the bare minimum effort to make sure that they still have a job. If you are someone slightly motivated, then you can find a way to do their job better. If you just go into that role, just work your ass off, find out how you can do that job better and how you can do that for other people with maintaining that same type of quality, and go to those businesses and show them the solution, because most business owners are not used to having people care about their business. And that is one of the biggest things that you can do to show somebody that you respect them. If you care, if you prove by your actions that you care about their brand and their reputation and their business just as much, if not more than they do, that is the biggest reward of a compliment that most business owners will ever have. And so I honestly, if I had the time, I would just get a regular job. Just anything. I would find some sort of low-skilled labor job. I wouldn't work at a chain. I wouldn't work somewhere where there is already this mass production being done. I would find a small business and I would try and get a job doing something. And I would try and find out a way to make that job more efficient, either using AI, trying to change something up, trying to think of a unique solution to what I am doing to make it either more effective, create more value, increase the profits, cut the expenses, do something to where I can get the value up. Therefore, I can go to other businesses in that exact same niche all around and say, hey, I'm doing this for this guy. Here are the results we're getting. Here's the math. Do you want me to do this for you for this price? This is the value it's going to provide for you. If it doesn't, I'll do it completely for free. And I guarantee you, within 6 months, you will be making, or I would be making, over 10 grand per month. And I bet I could scale it quite a bit more than that. That is like the initial part of the business, all right? That was the same thing. I learned something small, it was still relatively low skilled labor, but I knew that I could do it for a competitive price that other business owners would want, because they wouldn't have the time. That's another key thing. Most business owners, even if they know something is going to increase the bottom line and benefit them, they don't have the time to do it. So I found something. I was just doing literally a stupid short clip. I don't do this anymore, but just taking the long form videos and turn them into short clips for other people, like big YouTubers and stuff, and just doing that for them for their TikTok, Instagram, trying to funnel into the main videos, trying to funnel into the product. Just kind of very simple stuff, though. It was really just finding clips from their long form, turn it into short term, posting it across everything. I was charging, $3,000 to $6,000 per month. You get 5 clients or whatever. It's not pure profit, because I had to create a team of people to do this and then to replicate it across other people. But you can make 15 grand a month or whatever doing that. It's not infinitely scalable. That's the problem. But when you are starting out, you are not, most likely, you're not going to find or have the skill sets or the ability to create a business that is going to do $1 million per month. So I stopped doing that because it was taking up too much of my time. And then I'm offering a more overall package to now, when I go into someone's business, I'm not charging them $3,000 to $6,000 per month. I'm charging them egregious amounts more than that based upon the value that I can produce for them, because my skill sets got up. So now I'm thinking, how can I go do $100,000 per month and have this same type of value just on a larger scale to go to the same types of ideal customers or ideal businesses? That it's I really think it's quite simple. It is definitely not easy because it takes so much time and effort, but we are living in a world of utter mediocrity where people are completely content doing the bare minimum. And all business owners have experienced their employees giving them the bare minimum. They would probably rather hire your business and your services if you just did a much better job and you cared about the product and their business a lot more. So that is what I would do now, looking back. I would just build some sort of skill set. I'd even if I just had a job, just I would be actively thinking, how can I make more money for my employer? And I would be thinking about that. If I can generate more profit, this would not work if I was working at some sort of chain restaurant or doing something where there is not much exposure where you can really increase the profit margins. But most small businesses, there will be an opportunity for you to think about how to expand the profits for the role that you are in. And just work. If you work really hard, it's actually pretty easy to find those types of solutions. But I want to work really hard so I can set something up that will work on its own. Or I'll work really hard so then I can make something more efficient, so then I can preserve my energy to do other things better. I think one of the biggest opportunities for beginners is with a lot of these small businesses that have never had somebody come into their business and really increase value. They just have low-skilled employees. Because they just never have those types of opportunities. They might not even be able to pay you initially, but I wouldn't be concerned about that. Every single time I ever took on a client, I did it for free until I was producing them enough value to where they needed to pay me to keep me around. Where now I can just say, dude, I would love to help you. I have way too much business. I can help you, but I'll just throw out a number. And sometimes they say yes. And then, that is great. Anyway, I'm going to dinner now with Seth Joyner and Kenny McElroy because someone else needs my help. It's just really remarkable how these things work. Anyway, I mean, I really don't mean to sound like a douche in saying it's easy, because it's definitely not. And it was like multiple years of just pure effort and sweat equity going into this. But once you get some knowledge, it actually is not that difficult. What I would be thinking about, just for something actionable, I would be thinking about, if I got a job, how can I use AI to make this more efficient? And I really wouldn't know until I started doing the work. But is there some sort of spreadsheet that I can, or is there something that I can do to create more value more efficiently, saving time for my employer, where they could be paying someone 8 hours per day to do this, but I can do it in 35 minutes using AI. Then I could do this for 8 different businesses a day, taking up, 8 to 10 hours every single day, but I'm getting charged a salary as if I was working there. That is a quick way to get to $10,000 per month. And then I will just train people to do this, which will take them maybe an hour per day. They'll do it, and then they can take on 5 customers. I'll pay them. I'll pocket the spread, and that is how I could grow it. And I would just work with these super small businesses, creating this super niche value until I developed another skill set to where I could take that on to get a higher ROI per customer. That's just one example. You could really do that with absolutely anything, though. I just met a guy who runs paid ads, and he's one of the best in the world at it. And so he's doing paid ads for people, but since he grew his skill set and he's working with so many people, he's doing like $1 million per month in paid ads for his clients. That's how much they're spending. But you just get a percentage of that. And so that's what I like to work with. You start by working with small people to gain the skill set. At least this is what I did, to where you're not making a lot per customer because they don't make a ton of money. But then you start to work with people who make a shit ton of money. So I'm now solving a problem of a billionaire. And if you get a very, very small sliver of what they have already built, that is still way more money than if you were just solving a problem for someone who's kind of broke. It could be the same problem. And it's usually actually easier to do because they have the momentum in the company. But fuck, I'm gonna be late for dinner. I gotta go.